welcome to our yoga practice. It is going to be a quads, hip flexors, and a little bit of a back bend or spine extension class today. So make sure you have, well, if you know your balance isn't super fancy, then make sure there's a couch or a chair or a bench or something nearby to help you with your balance. Otherwise, you really don't need anything extra special, just a sense of adventure. So let's begin. So if you actually can sit like this, then please feel free to do so. So sitting on the heels. If that's not an option for you, then cross legs or sit however you like. But we just get started, as usual with our yoga practice, by just tuning into the breath, by slowing everything down, releasing everything that's been going on around you, and try to come into the moment. So probably when you're at home, that's a little trickier, especially if you've got kids, animals, and all sorts, but we try. So we sit comfortably, long through the spine, lift up through the top of the head, but heavy through the hips, so you're really grounded, connecting to the earth, but you're light and still growing tall. Rest the shoulders away from the ears. And then just close the eyes and tune into your breath. So feel the expansion of the inhale. So by now you know that the belly breathing, so the belly and the ribs and the back, everything expands with the inhale. And everything releases and kind of contracts with the exhale. So allow that expansion, that feeling of lightness, and allow the release and that coming in and the letting go as you breathe out. So really slow it right down. So you're just taking these little moments to stop and to become present. And one more deep breath in here. And full breath out. And we open the eyes. And slowly start to roll the shoulders. So rolling them back one at a time. So rolling them towards the wall or whatever's behind you. And just get a little bit of movement through those shoulders. Just rolling. If you're like me, you'll feel a few little crunches and clicks and stuff going on in there. Just get the movement starting to happen and then roll the other way. So it's often a movement we don't want to do, is that rolling forward. Some of us find it easier, some of us find it harder. So we're just going to get that little bit of movement happening. Good. Rolling and rolling. And just create that space. Then we inhale, reach the arms up. Good, and exhale to release it. Then coming forward onto the hands and knees. So hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. And we inhale to lift through the tailbone and feel that movement travel the length of the spine until you lift up through the crown of the head. Then exhale to tuck the tailbone under. And again, let that movement slowly travel the length of the spine until the chin tucks. Inhale, reversing, so you're finding that extension, the lift through the chin. Exhale to tuck under, roll it, roll the chin, tuck. And one more, inhale. And exhale. So then we inhale to come back to neutral. Good, and exhale. Sink the hips to the right. So the knees aren't moving, you're just kind of sinking it down. Inhale up and exhale. Switch sides. So we're just moving with the breath from side to side. Just getting a little bit of length through the waist, but also potentially sinking into the glutes and the TFL. So just creating a little bit of space through the hips. And one more each side. Come to center and to the left. Good, then we come back to center. Nice grounding. The left hand, we inhale, lift up through the right hand, reach up. And exhale, slide that arm through. Come all the way down onto the shoulder if you can.
So you're resting the head on the ground, rest the shoulder. Then inhale, lift the left arm up and reach it around behind you. So whether you can catch your shirt or the hip or the inner thigh, whatever you reach. But whatever it is you reach, try to open up through that shoulder. So you're drawing it back, creating space through that shoulder and the chest a little. Rest the head wherever it's comfortable. So the idea is to find a little bit of peace in this one. It's not supposed to be crazy challenge. Just a gentle twist and a gentle opening of the shoulder and the chest. You're starting to introduce that movement. And 2 more full breaths here. And last one. Good, then releasing that left hand. Bring it back out in front, plant the hand. Inhale, lift up through the right arm, reach up, find that little twist. And exhale to release it to the ground. Good, then we inhale, lift the left arm. And exhale, slide it through. So again, coming down onto that shoulder, rest the head, lift the right arm up, and wrap it around behind you if you like. So whatever you can reach to leverage a little if you like, but just trying to draw that right shoulder open. So today's our practice is about back bending, which has got a lot to do with the shoulders as well. So if we're coming into a full yoga wheel, a full back bend, then we need a lot of range through our shoulders as well as just movement in the spine. And we're not necessarily doing that today. Then release the right hand and bring the right hand back onto the mat. Inhale, lift up, reach the hand high. Good, and then exhale, release the hand onto the ground. So from here we inhale, lift up through the tailbone. Feel the movement travel the length of the spine. Keep that posture. As you exhale, bend the elbows, lower chest and chin towards the ground. Then we inhale, slide through onto the belly, lift the heart. So take the weight out of the hands. You're not trying to press up through the hands. And then exhale, tuck toes, push hips towards heels, lift up, bind your down dog. Good, so you can pedal it out here if you like. You're going to take 5 breaths here. And just get a little bit comfortable. Do what you need to do. Adjust your shirt like I am. And just be in your down dog, be in your body. So just adjusting what you need to. Let the head hang. If you like, shake it a little side to side. 2 more breaths here. Turn the armpits towards each other. And 1 more. Good, then we inhale, lift the right leg, keep the left heel low. Exhale, we gently bring that foot in between the hands. Keep both legs really strong, really active. We inhale to lift the body, lift the arms, reach up. Good, and exhale, press the palms together, bring the thumbs towards the base of the neck. So we inhale, lift up through the center of the chest, and exhale, bend into that front knee. So if you do find that the front knee overshoots the toes, you might want to scoot that foot a little bit further forward, just protecting that knee. Be really active through that back heel. So you're really pushing through the back heel, tucking the tailbone under, and the little arch comes from lifting the chest and drawing it back rather than chunking into that lower back. 3 more breaths here. Draw the elbows towards each other, so try not to flare them wide. So wherever your shoulders are, we really try to pull them in, so you're actively drawing them in. 1 more here. Good, then we inhale, lift the hands high, and exhale, bring the hands to the ground. Inhale, step back to plank, and exhale, you can lower the knees, bend the elbows, lower the chest and chin, keep the hips high. Inhale, then slide through onto the belly, lift the chest. And exhale, press it back, down dog. Good, we inhale, lift the left leg. And exhale, gently step between the hands. Strong through the legs. Inhale to lift the body, lift the arms, reach it up. Press the palms, exhale, bend the elbows.
So still really pushing through the back heel, really strong through that back leg. Draw the elbows towards each other, bend into the front knee. So adjust that front foot if you need to. So always being really mindful of alignment, tuning into your body. Bend into the front knee a little more if you can. 3 deep breaths here. 2. And 1 more. So then we inhale, lift up, and exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, knees to the ground, bend the elbows, lower chest and chin. Inhale, slide through onto the belly, lift the heart. Good, and then from there, we exhale, press it back to a down dog. So we take a deep breath in here and a full breath out. Good, then from here, we look to the hands and we step or jump the feet to the top of the mat or to the hands, and exhale, fold. We inhale to lift all the way up, reach up, lift the heart, the hands and the gaze, and exhale, release. Good, so from here, now often I've done this a few times in the yoga practices, that we're lying on the belly doing this one, but we're going to do this one standing up now. So if you need the extra balance point, the wall, whatever, grab that. Left leg's long, bend the right knee in, grab that right foot. Now bring the thighs parallel, so they're even to each other, so you're not trying to bring that leg back at this point. You're just bringing thighs parallel, and then draw that heel towards the outside of that right hip. So you can use both hands if you like, but you're not trying to bring it towards the bottom, you're trying to take it a little wider than that. So the chest is open, especially if you are using both hands. 2 more breaths here. Ground through those left toes and the left heel. And last one. Steady breathing, steady gaze. Now keep a hold of that right foot with the right hand. We inhale, lift the left arm up. So again, you might need a chair or something for balance. And exhale, we hinge at the hips, push the right toes towards the sky. So it is that classic pose that we see a lot on Instagram. Sunset not included here, obviously. But we reach the left hand forward, push the right toes towards the sky. Use the push or the strength in the leg to open up that shoulder and the chest. Just 3 more breaths here. So that left hand can be on the wall, on something that's going to help you balance. Breathing. So you might need to breathe into the sides of the ribs. It may not reach the belly. That's okay. 1 more. So then we inhale to come up and exhale to release. Nice. So we switch legs. So that leg is grounding, right leg grounding. Bend the left knee. Bring the thighs parallel to each other. So if you like, both hands catch that left foot, draw it towards the outside of the left hip. So really kind of trying to access that quad. Really try to keep the pelvis neutral, so try not to lean forward. That's part of why we bring the thighs parallel to each other, is to try and keep that. So remember last practice we were talking about the coffee mug. Try to keep the coffee mug still. Try not to spill anything. Or depending where you're at in your day, maybe it's a wine glass, maybe it's water, maybe it's soup. It's getting cold. 2 more deep breaths here. Last one. Good, and keeping the left foot with the left hand. Inhale, lift the right arm up. And exhale again. Fold it forward, that little hinge at the hips, push through the left foot. So it's again the strength of the back leg. Sorry, don't want to squish the microphone. The strength of the left leg to open up through the left chest, the left shoulder. And I'm dancing around in my dance pose, that's okay. Still breathing. 3. 2. 1 more here. standing, and exhale to release. Nice, so shake it out. So that pose hasn't appeared in a practice for me for a little while, so it's fun to start opening up the front of the body. So we come back to the top of the mat, feet are about hip distance apart. So we inhale, lift up, and exhale to fold it forward. Just a hinge. So keep the length in the spine when you do this one, so we're not going for the most intense forward fold. We inhale, exhale, hands to the ground, step back to plank. Good, then from here, inhale, lower the knees to the ground, bring the feet together, knees together, sitting back on the heels if you can. So if this one's not going to work for you, I'm trying to think of a good option for you to do. You can be on the belly. So actually you can be on the belly and pressing the tops of the feet and lift up through the body. So it's almost like a forearm plank, and you're just getting into the tops of the feet and the tops of the ankles. If your knees are happy with it, this is going to be a much more relaxed version of the pose. So we're just trying to open up the tops of the feet and the front of the ankles. Hands can be by your sides and slowly lean it back. Knees may or may not lift off the ground. That's okay. It is what it is. If you're steady there and you like, you can bring the hands together. Otherwise, keep the hands on the ground. Breathing here. Good, 3 more. 2. Relax the shoulders. 1 more here. Good, then we inhale, come forward, and exhale, come onto the hands and knees, bend the elbows lower, and inhale, come onto the belly. Good, so from here, we release the hands by the sides, press the back of the hands onto the ground, keep the tops of the feet on the ground, we inhale. Think of it as if somebody had a piece of string on the top of your head and was pulling the top of your head away from your feet, and then from there lift through the back of the head, through the shoulders, through the chest. Back of the hand stays on the ground, feet are on the ground. So try to create the length in the spine before you lift. This will help to ease the lower back, and you won't feel so crunchy in the lower back if you create the space between the vertebrae first. 1 more breath here. And gently release. And just take one cheek to the mat. Allow the body to melt there for a moment. Shimmy through the hips a little if you like. Just relax the shoulders, unwind a little. Good, and then from here, we come back to center. Interlace the hands behind you. Good, so from there, it's the same principle. Lengthen through the crown of the head, pull the top of the head away, and then slowly lift up from there. Lift the hands away from the hips. Keep the feet flat. And we take 5 breaths here. So try to keep them deep, but you may have to go sideways rather than into the belly. Training the muscles of the back to really take care of our posture. 2 more here. The last one. Good, then we inhale, release. Release the hands and just bring the other cheek to the mat and allow the body to relax, to release here. So shimmy the hips if you like. Good, so we have 1 more back bend here for this practice. So you can choose either of the previous options if you like. Or option 3, if you're feeling it, it's kind of a run-on from the dancer's pose that we did standing in the balance. You're catching the outsides of the feet and take the knees just a little bit wider. Push the toes towards the sky. And again, it's the strength of the legs lifting that opens through the chest and the shoulders. It's not about the weight of the legs lifting the chest. You want to open it up, push through the toes. 3 more. For 2, try not to crunch the neck. So you want it long, so that extension of the spine. 1 more. Good, and then we inhale, gently release. Release the hands, release the feet, hands under the shoulders. Spin day. Exhale, press it back. So we're coming into our child's pose. So whether you keep the big toes together and take the knees wide and just release the body, or whether you keep the knees together, it's your call. And just let the body melt there. Arms can be by the sides or out in front. Your choice. And breathe. And really slow the breath. And 2 more here. And last one. Good, then we inhale to come back up onto the hands and knees. Good. And exhale, take the feet to the left, come back to sitting on that right hip. And just bring the left knee behind the right foot. So you're going a little bit wider than we normally would in this twist. Right hand is behind you, left hand onto the right knee. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale to twist it out, reaching. So you're actually pressing against that left hand to twist. Keep the length in the spine to begin. 4 more deep breaths here. So you're sitting up tall, find the rotation. So it's almost like you're trying to twist the body away from that left hip. 2. Last one here. Good, now we stay in the twist. So now you're bringing that left hand where the right hand is and walk the right hand around a little further. So now we lose the height, but we gain in twist. Looking over the right shoulder, you may or may not be able to see that left foot. So just breathe here. Deepen that twist. See if you can walk around a little further each exhale. 3 more. Last one. And we release it. Inhale, slowly walking it back around. Be kind and gentle. It's quite an intense twist. And then release the legs and bring them around to the other side. So setting yourself up for the second side. Right knee back, left hand beside you, right hand onto the left knee. So we sit up really tall and exhale to find that twist. Looking over the left shoulder. 4 more breaths. Keeping the height. Moving the upper body away from that right hip. Slowing the breath. 2 more. And last one. Good, now we bring the right hand where the left was and slowly walk the hands around a little further, looking over that left shoulder. Keep the breath flowing. Really deepening that twist. So after our back bends, it is a nice reset to twist. Three more.
2.
Last one. Then gently release. Slowly walk the hands back, kind of like this nice little rebound. And then gently release. Bring the legs out in front. Good. So make sure you have room behind you. So you may want to scoot forward a little bit. And from here, we slowly roll it down. Good. And from there, bring the right ankle above the left knee. Slide the right hand between the two thighs. Reach through. Catch a hold of the back of the left thigh or the left shin, whatever you reach. And really draw that left knee in towards you. Right knee presses away from the body. So you're bringing the shin in towards the body. Relax the shoulders on the ground. Try to keep the bottom on the ground. So as much of that back on the ground as you can. 3. 2. 1 more here. So then we inhale, gently release. Release the foot. Release the leg. Then exhale, bring the left ankle above the right knee. Slide the left hand through. Catch that right thigh or the right shin. Right knee in towards the chest. Left knee, even if you push with the left elbow, push that knee away from the shoulder as you bring the right knee in. So even though the arms are active here, we try to be a little relaxed through the shoulders, through the jaw. Take 2 more here. Last one. And then inhale to release. And release the feet onto the mat. With both feet on the mat. Then we bring the right knee back into the chest. And as you do that, try to extend the left leg out. And from here, extend that right leg. So whether you catch the thigh again or the calf muscle, just draw the leg in towards the body. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep the breath flowing, even though it might get a little challenging. If you like, flex the ankles. This will get your calf muscles as well. Otherwise, point the toe. If you really want to focus more on hamstring. Just 2 more here. And last one. So then inhale to bend that knee into the chest. Squeeze the knee into the body and then release. Really inhale, bring the left knee in. Extend that leg. So whatever you can reach, draw it in. Point or flex through the ankle. Choose how deep or otherwise you want to go with this today. Slow the breath right down if you like. Close the eyes. Relax shoulders on the mat. Just 2 more. It's really starting to draw inwards now. And last one. So then we inhale, bend that knee, hug the knee into the chest, squeeze it in. And then exhale to release the leg out long on the mat. So now we are preparing for our Shavasana if we have time. If we don't, just kind of shimmy, shake, move, stretch however you need. And if you've got Shavasana, then do that after. And thank you so much for joining me.